These are the video instructions for the current volcanic eruptions activity that we are doing in class for our volcano chapter. You're going to begin on my classroom resources page. You'll need to scroll down to all the links that are here for you for the current volcanic eruptions activity. The instructions would be the first thing you need to open. You've probably already read these instructions now that we're watching the video in class, or if of course you are watching this video because you missed class that day, you should be reading these instructions before you continue watching this video. One of the first things you need to do in the video is to open the chart activity. Again, from my resources page, you need to open up this chart. From here, I have shared a copy with you that you are not allowed to edit. So you'll need to go up here to File and make a copy in order to make any changes to this sheet. It is here that you will need to change the name of this document just like we always do in class. And click OK. Now you'll have a document that you are able to make changes to. You could, in fact, go ahead and close the other document up here so that you don't get confused. Why have excess windows open in the first place? Now the sheet somewhat kind of looks like a worksheet that you need to complete, but you don't have to put your name on it here because, as you remember, you did just put your last name on the worksheet there. Now we're ready to go back to my website. And we are ready to open up the Global Volcanism website where we will get all of our information today. This is the home page of the Volcanism website, and you can see based on all of these map pins where the current volcanic activity is going on right now. This website is updated every Wednesday at 11 p.m. If you are doing this activity on Wednesday in class and then trying to do it again on Thursday, it is likely some changes might have happened. So be aware of that and talk to me if you have any confusion at all, particularly if you're doing this, making it up from an absence. You want to scroll down on this website to see the weekly report of volcanoes here. These two at the top are the new activity they recently added. And below that are all of the ongoing eruptions that are currently happening on the planet. When you click on one of these names, let's use Dukono as an example, it takes you to a part lower on the page, and in fact you'll see if I scroll up I can come right back to where I just was. So again, if I click on this name of the volcano once, I get some brief information here. None of that is going to help me really in what I need on the chart. So I'm going to click on that name one more time and it will take me to a page that is dedicated to this volcano. You can see here listed the country you need, the primary volcanic type, and even a map of the location of that volcano on the planet. And if you use two fingers on the pad on the Chromebooks or the roller scroll on the mouse, you can scroll in and out to get a closer or farther away view of where that volcano is located. That will help you a little bit later. So let's go back to the chart and figure out what we need to fill in here. For our volcanoes, the one in my example is not on your list, you need to fill in the country, where it is, and the primary volcano type, and you just saw where that was on the website. The harder part of this activity is figuring out the tectonic plates involved in the formation of this volcano and what type of boundary, or perhaps if it's on a hot spot, indicate that here. So there's four possible answers in this last column here. It would be the divergent, convergent, or transform boundary, or a hot spot. Let's go through one of these together as an example. We will just do these last two columns together. These other two columns you can easily get from the website. So we want to go back to the website where we have the volcano that we're dealing with, Dukono in this case. And we want to start by looking at this map. And we want to determine where on the planet this is. And if you can't determine it just the way it is there, zoom out a little bit so you can see other familiar places nearby. So it looks like this volcano is just north of Australia and in between Indonesia and Papua New Guinea. So we can go then back to my website and open up one of the plate boundary maps. You see there's two here. You should use whichever one helps you the most, depending on whichever is easier for you. And that might be different each time. This map is one you're familiar with, however, it is kind of difficult to see the land masses underneath the plates. The other map you're not as familiar with, but it's, as you can see, it's much easier to see the land masses behind the plates. I think you'll find this map the easiest if you just give it a little time to get to know it. Take a look here in the key. A divergent boundary is indicated by a red line, a transform boundary by yellow, and here they call it a subduction zone convergent plate boundary in black. And so over here is Australia. Here we have Papua New Guinea, Indonesia. Let's look back at that map one more time, and you can see it's right in between those two. So we'll go back to our plate map, and the volcano should be located right in this area here. So it would obviously then be as a result of this convergent boundary. So we can go here to our chart, and here you would type in convergent boundary. Then you can go back to that map and determine which plates are involved. Now obviously, if this is a convergent boundary, it is at least two plates coming together. So we should indicate both plates. In this case, it's likely the Philippine plate and the Eurasian plate converging here. So on your chart, in this box here, you would type both the Eurasian plate and the Philippine plate. In this particular case, I would probably also accept the Austral-Indian plate as one of the possible plates involved, because it's pretty close to that 3-plate border right there. So you're going to go through that process. For all the volcanoes on this chart, there are just 7 of them listed there. Once this chart is completely filled out, you can scroll down to the next page of your document. Here there are further directions on your instruction sheet. Here in number 4, you'll find more instructions there on exactly what you're supposed to be doing on the second page of this sheet. Once everything is complete, you can share it with me. Of course, share it with me just like you always do, and you need to turn it in, of course, by the due date that I have indicated for you. Good luck!